for a lot of my life, I haven't been able to read. If you choose to, you can do things to improve your life. So I was born in the 60s. I went to school here. I was born to Caribbean parents. My mum is Jamaican and my father is Guyanese. So I was never taught to read at home. And in school, during my senior high years, that I realised that there's an issue because I wasn't keeping up with everybody else in my classroom. So they were producing work, they were answering questions, they were reading stuff, and I couldn't. So I managed to kind of sneak away by not being recognised or not being challenged about it by not going to school a lot of the time. So I avoided all the subjects that were really taxing for me. So anything that required reading, writing, spelling, I would avoid. So it was during that time I was miserable. I wasn't an unpleasant child at that stage because I had good friends around me, but I was a miserable girl. I didn't like my life, I didn't like education, I hated education. I don't know why I made this mistake. I turned up for an English class. By mistake, I think maybe textiles or something was after, so I was early into school, so I went. But it was a reading lesson. The worst thing could happen to me, a reading lesson in school, so I thought I'd get away with it because I'd gotten away with it before. Then time when they did the register, they'd read A down to Z. My last name's a W. I was very seldom called. I still got away with it. Today, that particular day, he decides he's starting from the bottom. So I was a hot mess because there was like Z, there was somebody with a Z and a Y, and then I was the next up. So it was an awful time. I finally got to the desk after he called me and shouted at me because he got frustrated because I was dragging my feet and, and I couldn't read. I was already a mess. I was already crying because I knew I couldn't read. The other children in the front could hear me. It was just, the whole thing was a mess. He became frustrated. He yelled the wickedest thing adults could say to a child in that situation, that I was an idiot, that I was ugly, that I was stupid. For me, at that time, that was the worst thing that could happen to me, and it literally held me in captive. That situation, anytime I had to do something that pushed me, that challenged me, I'd always shy away from it. But I struggled through. Because I wasn't a happy child, I looked for love in the wrong places. I had a child very young. I was just before my 18th birthday that I had my first child. And then 6 years later, I had my daughter. But same fella, so we stayed together for a while. And I have to commend him because I really was a horrible person because I couldn't read. What pushed me to have to read was the children. The children came in with books. The little one came in with her book. She had to read for her teacher the next day. I had to help her with that. And then, funny enough, her brother, who's 6 years older than her, came in with a book the same time. I need to help them read. And literally, I did help them read because I'm the mum and I've got to do that. But as I was teaching them, I was teaching myself. And that's how I got around kind of supporting them through school. So what then catapulted me again was my sister who's 2 years older than me. She got into university to do law. And she said, why don't you try, and do some sort of education? I thought, what could I do? Because I have to do reading and writing. And Waltham Forest College had a course, City and Guilds in clothing manufacture, and there was hardly any writing in it. Loads of sewing, which I could do really well. I was doing so well at it, I was helping other people. So I managed to pass that. And then the tutor said to me, well, why don't you, consider doing HND, a higher national diploma? And I was like, well, how much writing's in that? Oh, don't worry, it's not much, we'll help you. And I did the diploma and 2 A-levels at the same time. Yeah. So we'd go on the bus because my daughter got a place in the nursery there. And it was literally all in the same block. So we'd go on the bus, and on the bus I would sit with my newspaper and my little notebook, making notes of the words that I couldn't read. And then she'd have her little book with her because I wanted her to get into reading young. Yeah. So, and that's how I learned, and my reading and my writing and spelling got better and better and better. By the time I'd left there, I'd done the H&D, the 2 A-levels, and then they said, why don't you do a degree, Sandra? So they helped me with the paperwork, and I got a place at the London College of Fashion.
Oh, wow.
Believe it or not. I know. I eventually graduated there after 4 years. I took a year out. It was so hard. They still didn't recognise that I had a reading issue until I produced a 10,000 word dissertation, which was only about 8. And then the course tutor said to me, "You've got a problem with your English." I managed to get a job after volunteering for a while. So it's always good to volunteer at the youth offending team. And that was another catapult for me. So it helped me with my delivery, how to read, spell, write, confidence with people. It helped me with all those things. And then from there, I was made redundant, and then I went into teaching. So that's when I did the PGC. And at that point, I got support for my dyslexia. I was finally told that this is what's wrong with you. I got an assessment done, which is very expensive, but the college pays for it, the uni paid for it. So it's been that long. It took me all of that time just to get to that point. But from I've gotten to that point, it's literally opened up a whole new world for me. I have the confidence, and I'm more willing to try things and share my life with people, so that they have so that they can get the confidence in whatever they're doing. So my job now is as a teacher. Like I said, I teach food, I teach textiles, I teach product design. My passion is to encourage children to make sure that they start reading and continue reading from a very young age until they're as old as they can, because not everything is online. It's in books.
Yes, very true.
It's in books. And they're missing so much because they won't pick up a book. So that's my drive whilst I'm in school, that they do read.